Hello and welcome to the Pro Audio Show. This week we're turning the whole show over exclusively to one product. Back at the NAMM show in January, I watched a whole bunch of people get very excited about this for the best part of an hour, and it appeared to me people couldn't quite work out what it was. Was it some form of performance device? Was it a revolutionary new sequencer? Was it a music generator of its own? Actually, it seems to be all those three things. And so, as I say, we're bringing to you exclusively the first look at Zoom's ARQ. And we have the very lovely Mr. Rick Lowe from Zoom to take us through that. But before that, over to Tom for the news.
Our next story looks at some of the audio applications of virtual reality. I travelled down to the Subpac event in London, where the makers of the tactile backpack, the M2, were showing off how it could be used with different VR setups. On the night there were two HTC Vive based setups, one run by us at Scan. We were using a program called Audio Shield, which is a game based on any music file that you load in. So it generates the level dependent on the energy in the track, and you have to hit the appropriately coloured light beams that come with the appropriately coloured shield. The effect of this, when coupled with one of the M2 units and a set of headphones, was a very immersive experience. The other HTC Vive setup was demonstrating Drawing Code's video, All We Are. This had the band kind of pixelated and put you in the centre of them, and with the ability to interact. There was also an experience with Ron the Jules' track Crown, which was on VR cardboard, and a slightly more relaxed passive experience called In the Eyes of the Animal, which was a very sensory-rich demonstration. Second virtual reality story of the week, and the little Zoom H2n has had a firmware update. The new version 2 firmware enables spatial audio, which essentially means, as this unit has in fact 5 capsules in it, because it records both stereo and mid-side capabilities, it enables you to record 4 capsules at once, which will mean that when you team them up with a 360 degree camera setup, such as this Kodak Pix Pro, you're going to be able to marry up the audio and the video together for one of those immersive, 360 degree videos that you must have seen cluttering up your Facebook feed. There's no extra charge for this feature. It is just now in the firmware, and existing users can also benefit. So I think Zoom have really hit the nail on the head here. It doesn't cost a fortune. You get the full effect. If you want to go and spend a few £1,000s on a Soundfield rig, then don't let me stop you. But essentially, this answers that question for just over £100.
Hello! One of the great things about working here at Scan Towers, as we've said before, is when visitors arrive and they bring us cool new things to play with. This is an exclusive. Nobody else has even had their hands on this thing, so you're getting to see it first before everyone else. I saw it back at the NAMM show in January, and it was very strange to see people trying to make out what it was. Some people were sort of waving it in the air, and everyone was having a lot of fun with it, I have to be said. But when I checked it out, it seemed to be a mixture of a production station and a live sort of performance tool. But it was very cool, it was very funky, and we're delighted to have it here, as I say, on the Scan Pro Audio Show. So we have the indubitable Mr. Rick Lowe from Zoom Audio, who's going to tell us all about it. Rick, what exactly is the Zoom ARQ?
Thanks, Steve. Zoom ARQ is a unique concept. It's different from anything else on the market, and is controlled in a totally different way, which is via this wheel we see on top of here, this I don't know if you want to call it an arc, because it's not an arc,
Well,
it's a full arc, let's say.
It's an arc of light.
Yes, it's an arc of light. Around the arc here, we have 32 pads, and that's replicated on the side and the bottom as well. And we also have 2 rows.
And these are touch-sensitive pads.
These are touch-sensitive pads, so we can hit these pads and have an instrument, as you would, I guess, with a drum machine or lots of the other things that are out there. But as you can see, it's a totally different concept. One of the reasons behind this concept is that we can break this into actually 2 bars, so we can play this wheel as such.
So let's get one thing straight. Is it a performance tool or is it a production tool?
It's a performance tool.
Right. Okay.
I mean, as you can see, it's very visual, and so the whole concept is for the electronic dance market. It's for something that is very visual. What I'm going to do quickly is I'm just going to put it into a mode which is a handheld mode.
Okay.
So it allows me to actually pick this unit up.
Oh, I see. So the lights go out there, so you're not triggering anything.
We can actually, it will sense where my hand is, but then you can actually see that this part comes away from the base station. So the base station is where all the sounds are generated. Yeah. We've got a load of kits, a load of synth stuff. We've also got
editing you can do as well.
And we've also got a sampling section as well, so where we can sample and loop things, and we've got an SD card slot. But as you will find, if you touch one of these pads here, everything is triggered. But as we
get different velocities, so different sounds,
yeah, so we can have different pitches around this. And what we can do with this itself, the controller, is a lot. When we can change the lighting, we can change the how the lights actually react, and right. So there's an awful lot.
So it does become a real performance tool.
It is a real performance thing, because and as you can slightly hear, there's some other hidden things that I'm going to tell you about.
Okay. Well, look, what I'll do is you put that back, and I'll allow you to delight us with a little more in-depth information. And if you take us through it, I'll join you when you're finished.
Thanks, Steve.
Over to you.
Thank you. Firstly, I'm going to take you through the kits that are in this ARQ unit. We have slots for 99. At the moment, there's about 70 in there that you can play from. So I'm going to just take you through some of the sounds. Each one has an element of samples, and there's also a synth in there, and you can fully edit that as well. So what we have at the moment is what they call a deep house kit, so we can hear all these pads around here. And this is set into instrument mode. So if I actually press the play button here, you will actually hear a pattern that's been played using the sounds from that kit, the deep house kit. So I can alter that kit to a different one, such as the rainbow kit, and we can hear again. So we can hear there's a totally different element of sounds going on with this. The ARQ is split into patterns to create songs. So to create a pattern, you can do it in 2 modes. You can do it in a step mode, or you can do it in a live instrument mode. What I'm going to do is in a step mode at the moment, and let me explain how that works. So as the wheel is split into 8 sections here, this is where you can input the sounds or beats or whatever. So at the moment we're selected, I'm going to select the instrument we're actually going to put in first. So this instrument here is called the Chicago Snare. So I'm going to put it in a pretty standard sort of arrangement and sort of duplicate that around the wheel. So you'll hear when we actually start this off now. So we've started up, and you can see it's lit here. As soon as I change the instrument though, it will go blank again. But if I turn around back to the instrument, it'll light up again. So you can see all the time when you're actually putting these instruments in, you will see where they are. As you know, it's moved to the side of the wheel. So what we have here is something called noise floor. So I put in noise floor on a few of the beats. Then I can listen to how it sounds, and then I can edit it very, very quickly and just click it on and off. Do the same thing around how I think it's going to work. And then when I move it again, see it disappears to the side of the unit there, and I can add another sound. What I'm going to add is what I call a dubstep kick here. So you can have created this pattern now. If there's something I don't like specifically in that actual pattern, I can actually clear it as well. So if I want to go through to a specific instrument I've got that I particularly might not like, you could of course wheel it through as well to that other instrument again and find out where it is. And so if it's something you want to edit, you can actually just wheel it through and find it. So I particularly didn't want the noise floor in there, but now I've taken it out, it's very, very easy to do that. Like I say, you can clear it anywhere. So if I move that through to instrument mode now, you'll set it playing around the wheel. But what I can do now, I can actually start recording this live. Then put the wheel into. As you can see there, when I've took it off here, I'm actually been able to access the effects here. So on the back here, you have a reverb, a master effects, the filter, and the delay, and you also have a stop and start. And also from here as well, if I want to do. I might have something I want to record there. So I can actually record as well, straight from the wheel. I don't even need to be in touch with the unit. I can just take this wheel off. Reverb. So as you can see, as a performance tool, what you can do with it is really, really exciting, and it really is open to your creativity of what you want to do with ARQ. Once you've created your patterns, you can actually copy your patterns and edit them like you would, very similar to a drum machine, where you would actually copy a pattern, then edit it and change it a bit, and then continue to do that. And eventually what you will have is a group of patterns which you can make into a song. So I'm going to put this into song mode at the moment, and you'll actually see now that these sections here, so the lights around here, form one song, and another song here, and another song here. So these are all just been put together into the unit already. So I'm just going to play this so you'll actually see it going through. So this will continue to play through the whole sequence of a song. So you can set up your own songs however you want with the actual patterns. I'm going to just play another song here for you so you can see exactly what's happening there. Won't be a second. think what you're starting to hear is the mixture of styles in this unit. It's aimed at all types of dance styles. It's not just one particular style. It has a mass of different styles in there. And with the patterns that are already in it, you can already create lots of songs into different styles. But obviously the thing is to do your own creation. A big element of ARQ is the way the ring itself can be lit and triggered. So what I'm going to show you is a few of the different sort of patterns here. So as I go through the patterns, you'll see the actual wheel will change in whether it's lit, and then when I touch the pads, how the lights and LEDs actually react. This I can edit as well. I can change the colour of the light, I can change the pattern. So I'm just going to take you to a separate kit here on this pattern number 8. So I've already set some of these things up here. So we've got a conga that's actually using a circular motion light, and a shaker that's around the actual outside, a synth sound, so we actually get the whole circular, and then a pathway. So these can all be set in. And as you see, triggered when the pattern is played. So that's the Zoom ARQ. It's a very interesting and unique instrument, or whatever you want to call it, but it's bound to get a lot of attention, and I've sort of triggered it off again. It's playing its own little sequence as I'm talking, but thank you for taking the time to watch this. And this is an exclusive. This is the only one out there at the moment, so this is very, very exclusive. So you know where to get it from. You want to get it from Scan.
Okay, thank you, Rick, and thanks to Zoom for allowing us to have that first look at the ARQ. All that remains for me to say is that throughout this you will have seen the code word appearing, and as usual, if you were to take that code word and email it back to us at the address shown, we can hopefully offer you some interesting prices. Until the next time, thank you. Bye-bye.